We'll see if KLA has more successes. It is no surprises. First fight breaking out over the lovingly dubbed money spot. GG trying to find a kill against WBG. Alex M incredibly low, does go down, making it a 2 versus 1. As the Yodo F3 was dropped in time to be able to act as a peel. WBG Sleepwalker charging up the RMB, lets it go, finds the connection. They're able to use it to actually zone Miskia away from Free, secure the kill, and now turn it in a 1 versus 2 as Alliance show up for the third party. They have to be careful, however, as WBG did not invest ultimate, but Sleepwalker gets caught into the Wisp. There's the Zip V2 breaking in to be able to keep him alive, even with all of that CC, and Sleepwalker now has to survive long enough for the reinforcements to come back in. Doesn't look like he's gonna be able to manage it, as it does look like Sleepwalker goes down without buying the time for the rest of his team to turn back in.
And TE getting absolutely slammed by EWG on drop as well. That's their spawns gone. They did get 2 kills at least. On the other side, they actually DRG 2 players down. So pretty rough start for them as well. Burning out on that front. I didn't see who was involved in their little scrap, their little skirmish, but they have been able to pick their teammates up. So it looks like they haven't been able to they haven't had to use their revives. In fact, I think, well, I don't know. We'll see. I'm making assumptions here without knowing the facts. But JL, a team who, unfortunately, are kind of a free farm team, and I hate to say it, but it's kind of what they are. They're kind of free points if you do find them right now on your screens. Got themselves a couple of kills, so not as bad. They got 3 kills actually and have jumped into 6th place. So they're pretty good off the back of that one. As we see EWG catching out mid-air with the Tether stun, looking to break in as well. They're just going to throw everything down. Lin gets some healing in from the Zip, and that was enough to save the day. It just about saves Lin, but the Bane's breath comes down, and Alliance finding themselves the turnaround, now finishing up EWG. Dong Yu, the last player standing, as Lin just going to sprint them down and make quick work of them. I'm convinced Alliance are a good team. They're just like, they're so close to being a great team.
I've always said Alliance are a good team. Thank you very much.
I've
always said it. They have some really unlucky scenarios occur to them, as XCG going to be taking a fight against JL, not able to secure the full team wipe. However, as JL is able to secure the Witch and teleport out, pick up XI on that Viper. Haven't had the downtime to be able to find the heal refresh, however, as they are incredibly concerned about that teleport being read out. Looks like XCG do not want to try and chase after, though, as they did have to use a couple of resources to be able to secure that one. Xiaonan already with a legendary, a purple weapon, incredibly good for them to be able to try and take a realm of Yang fighters. J-Team back on their traditional pathing. Going to be trying to just figure out whether or not they're going to be able to loot through all of this lovely area without being contested, as they are currently running with the Tessa variation instead of the Yoda. So a lot of CC, not a lot of burst damage potential, however. So being able to just loot around a lot of these areas, pick up all of those lovely weapons to be able to take advantage and kill confirmations off of that stagger is big, because remember, this is a composition that traditionally does not challenge Realm of Yang. So they do have to be able to pick themselves up, loot coins from all of these troves, put themselves onto a Rift Dealers, and roll the weapon upgrades and soul jades as well. It's the only way they're going to be able to properly scale into taking advantage of the composition's abilities.
Yeah, very much a team built to third party or gatekeep the gates of Yang, or the realm of Yangs, before going in. It's kind of what you're expecting from them. I would like to see from J-Team. I do not want to see J-Team sit on their laurels. They cannot afford to just wait this game out. Partly because a lot of the other teams are just going to scale way better into the late game than them, but also partly because if they sit and do nothing and then get taken out by, you know, bad mispositioning or something like that, they just walk out of a 0-pointer or maybe like a 1 or a 2-pointer. They need a good game. Right now in 11th place, they are at the bottom of the tables, and they've been so close. They've not taken a single bi-weekly this year. No, they haven't. No. Oh, well, no, this split anyway. It's been a hot minute since they've been able to do anything, really. And, you know, they've always been very close. And it's the story we've been saying all split long, all year long. They are the world champions who have never taken a domestic title. They've never lost the World Championship title, but they've never been able to take their home title, the NBPL. So, you know, it'd be a big thing for them going into Worlds with that in their back pocket, as, you know, as kind of like a proving point to say, we are the best team in the world. We're the best team in the NBPL as well. But right now, they've got a lot of work to do to prove to everyone that's the case, because there are so many teams above them, and there are so many teams performing today at a much higher level than them, one of which being DRG, the team who spent the entire split denying them even a bi-weekly title because they had so many fights on top of them and just cost them the odd game here and there, which was the real difference maker some of the times. Was like one bad game was the difference between them taking the title and not. And it can always go down to a bad fight versus DRG. But FPX about to run into DRG here. See if this is going to break out into anything. Dongqing has seen Wushin98, catches him with a grapple, so is going to be looking to go for this fight. Eats a bow shot mid-air, though. Does want to quickly get a bit of an armor repair off before any engagements do break out. But FPX actually taking more damage on the way in than DRG are on the way out. So they are playing this nice and slow. Dongqing trying to step forward to see if he can find that opportunity to get the damage off. Not able to connect it. It's going to dash forwards and then actually go in for another repair. FPX playing that very tempered, but KLA find themselves in a fight here versus J-Team. The urn is on. Going to charm up those players fairly soon into that Bane's Breath as well. KLA, they just completely control the terrain, and J-Team want nothing to do with that. Blinking out to the other side, realizing that fight is just an absolute loss.
Yeah, you do not want to get grabbed up in the middle of a Bane's Breath, especially when it's controlled by your opponent and it's not a randomly generated one. As DRG taking that fight against FPX now as we cut away. Water throwing in the F3 to keep Sanzi bodied away. Is able to find one stagger connection. Sanzi tap dodging through the potential second V2 now coming through from FPX, connecting on to Sanzi, who's not able to block the line of sight behind that tree. Charging up the right click on that pulse to be able to swing into the back of water, but it's not going to be able to find the engagement that he's looking for as DRG just continue to try and find an opening for this Takeda to be able to build up that rage. Unfortunately, he's not able to. FX doing a very good job with that positioning of not allowing the charged R to go out from Sanzi without someone intercepting, and as a result, Sanzi is actually forced to go into the zone so that FPX do not chase and find the full team kill confirmation, given the fact that the Zip actually sits in the fight long enough in a 1 versus 3 to try and out-sustain long enough for him to be able to break away without FPX knowing where the Takeda's gone to keep a track on him and take DRG off of the borders. GG forced to use the Witch and teleport and run away. Not the outcome that this team wanted in a composition which is normally so aggressive in the early stages and finds the majority of its kills before that final zone closes on up, as XCG and Alliance now going head-to-head inside the realm of Yang. Both of these players looking to try and find that first kill to turn it into a numbers advantage, as Lin just continuing to charge up, but NiHQ with the tap dodge through is able to hit confirm into the uppercut. Doesn't have a pulsar to be able to hot swap, however, so Lin will be able to live for a little bit longer, but not long enough. NiHQ calls it out that he's got him in stagger lock. One of the teammates turns in and finishes him off with the longsword, and now the numbers advantage is firmly in the hands of XCG. Temi ultimate, the cherry on top to be able to lock everyone up, drain the stamina so they're not able to tap dodge around the staff, and XCG making it look clean with a nice and easy realm of Yang fight. That's how you play Sand Siphon.
Lin just did not get to play. They just got bopped into the edge of the arena and just slowly but surely whittled down without even able to really find an opportunity to do anything. Very, very rough fight there for Alliance, and now they're going to have to look to try and cleanse that that debuff on them, as JL actually putting together 5 kills for themselves, having a nice start here. I smack talked them at the beginning of the game, and now
I've got the spoon. I've got the spoon.
Nope, I'm not eating my words. I'm still like, you can have this, but nah, I'm not in my words on that. I stand by my statement there. Alliance though, gonna have to find themselves a respawn. J-Team, a 0-pointer. They have done nothing with this comp right now. We wanted to see them look for the third parties. We wanted to see them look to try and gatekeep those Realm of Yangs. they are just struggling to do much of anything. As
Well, they haven't run into a scenario where they can put party. Every single fight that they've run into has been a 3 versus 3, and it just hasn't gone their way because they either go up against a Transformer team who have the ultimate and can use it for the health replenish, or they've got the Kurumi to be able to auto-stain, or they run into Sand Siphon who has the zip. And as a result, if the fight goes on too long, J-Team just have to dip.
This is their moment. There's a whole bunch of teams scrapping out here. They could use their CC to try and control this fight and pick up some kills. Waiting out some of these ultimates, though, they are getting themselves set up. KLA also, though, coming in on the area, which could make this a little bit hairy. J-Team advancing forwards from the minimap. You can see they're just still playing it at arm's length. There's going to be the Wu Shen out away from where J-Team are. And now KLA have jumped in. Let's see if J-Team actually do pull that trigger. It looks like the answer is going to be yes, because they're jumping in. Alliance also getting involved. Wants to cleanse. This is going to be a big scrap here, as we do see ZK with the bow able to take away one of those kills. There comes the charm onto multiple people, locking them in place, and J-Team going to launch into the fray. NiHQ able to take down YSJ, though, securing themselves a kill as KKX takes down LXH. Zip out there from J-Team. They jumped in. They got 2 kills. They're going to get the revive off, and they may look to jump back in again, but KLA absolutely dominating this fight. Rosemary caught up in the air, though, is going to have to kind of wait for the reset a little bit longer as Alliance catches him out. Now Rosemary goes down. Alliance starting to cleanse these debuffs from them, and I actually think they're all clear.
I think so. Yeah, they're like, even though J-Team were able to come in with a couple of kills shocked away for them, Alliance were actually close enough to be able to pick up the Soul Blooms, even if they weren't the ones finding the kills. And as a result, all 3 of them should be cleared. Lynn, by the way, having such a huge setup. Dragon-like into Benfic. There's so much CC, because what you can essentially do is pick someone up with the Dragon-like, carry them into the air, come to your Temi to throw out a Wisp, and it's actually something that we saw in the last fight. He picked them up with the charge LMB on the halberds, displaced them with the Dragon-like, pushed them into the air so they weren't able to focus attack through the Temi Wisp, and as a result, they just got CC locked on repeat.
Really nasty little combo. I mean, we're seeing so much from the Dragonlight. Like, it's one of those Soul Jades which is starting to show up pretty much almost as much as like the Rupture Gale or Flame Breath combo. I swear, every time anyone has the halberds, that's the setup. They want to go for that. I mean, the halberd's a very good lockdown weapon as well. Like, single target, you pick them up, you get so much work off. You can kind of keep people pinned.
Not just single target. We've seen multiple pickups on one singular usage of that Dragon-like might. It really is quite brutal in terms of the cleave.
Very strong weapon. Now, it looks like DRG are about to run into OUG. They will see them as they jump out, and Sansi vibing the fight, but Xinyu able to get some damage off. Is that a swarm? I'm pretty sure I just saw a swarm on Xinyu. Yep, he's got the swarm. So he's going to rain holy hellfire down on them. It looks like DRG, scared of the swarm, going to make a way and decide not to go for that fight versus OUG.
No, it looks like they're going to be gravitating towards trying to take this fight inside a realm of Yang. They do have a Sand Siphon. They do desperately need a loot upgrade. And it doesn't seem like they want to try and go for the Morris Blessing, which is going to be heavily contested up in the northeast. KLA going to be positioning themselves for a realm of Yang fight. DRG, however, might have to deal with XCG poking in and trying to bait out some of those ultimates. That's going to be something that DRG do not want. If they have to commit an ultimate to be able to hold on to that space, they are not going to be able to take this realm of Yang fight. And it doesn't look like they're going to be taking a fight against XCG, but potentially OUG instead. The swarm issue was not solved. It was merely delayed. As XCG scouting around, figuring out that there's not a team directly behind them, so if they go challenge for this realm of Yang, they're not going to be caught in the middle. Thus, the team that everyone turns on to for the third party now have the confidence to try and position up, to try and challenge out this realm of Yang. KLA, unchallenged entirely in Shipwreck for theirs, not going through it, just using it as information, wanting to hold on a little bit longer and catch that second portal in the hopes that they're the team that get one for free if another 2 teams take the bait.
You can see that DRG were forced off as well, unable to secure themselves that one as EWG lose Dong Yu as he tries to go for it. They are able to pull him out with the Wushen to safety and get the revive off. But EWG did not have the setup to go for that Mora's Blessing, yet they tried it. KLA gonna find themselves here inside the realm of Yang versus XCG. Golden sword, golden staff onto Rosemary, instantly goes in for the transform. It's gonna do a lot of damage with those grabs. Needs to make them land first of all though. Unable to connect the first 2 attempts. Can't get that third one either. Meanwhile, his team buying some space and just doing some damage. There's gonna be NiHQ getting caught inside the grab. Rosemary though has lost a fair amount of HP. Does get the slam down. You immediately jumps in. Rosemary's getting healed up by the Kurumi ultimate, but he is super low. Will be losing that transform fairly soon. Has got the bell to buy himself a bit of space, but he needs to heal up more. CXZ losing so much HP as well in the middle of this, and it is a complete cluster of a fight. Everybody low HP, but nobody has gone down yet. Rosemary keeping the damage onto NiHQ. NiHQ's just being juggled around. He's used the last of his charges on his ultimate though, as now NiHQ is getting himself caught out by that golden staff. So much work being done. You just juggling him, keeping him up in the air as NiHQ's now used his own staff to buy some space, but he's bought back his low HQ. He goes down, and now his team will follow him as well. Xiaonan last up. KLA make it look easy.
Did Rosemary live? Oh my goodness, huge plays coming through from every single player of KLA. The fact that Rosemary is able to hold on to that Monk ultimate for so long, because the second that he goes to the transformation, he's just being harassed by a Takeda with a pole sword, mashing away at his feet, forcing him into just continuing to have to reposition. Even the Sandstorm coming through from the Temi, making sure that he's not able to use the opportunity of any downtime when he's not being chunked down by the pole sword to look for the grabs. And as a result, he goes so low, but the Kurumi ultimate kicks in. You still holding with the Yushin ultimate still in play, getting to stagger. He's able to drop out of the Monk ultimate, use the bell, buy himself a little bit of time. The fact that KLA are able to win the fight with the Kurumi tether not really being used to keep the Monk up so that you can prioritize having 3 players still having participation in the fight, which is something that the Kurumi loses out to the majority of the time in the Zip. If you're tethering to a player with a Kurumi, you cannot attack because it breaks the tether early. That's why Z-Ping with Sand Siphon has such a huge chance of being able to come out on top against Transformers, because you're effectively forcing the Kurumi team to fight 2 versus 3 if the full healing is to be taken advantage of. But KLA just trading perfect target focus, perfect positioning to be able to buy themselves the peel for their Monk to be able to recover and come back into the fight. And then Cavalry Bloom just able to split apart all of the players and find them the 1 kill necessary, activate the Zip V2 as quickly as you can so you can look not just to burn it out, but for actual kill confirmation before the Realm of Yang times out. That's the second time today we've seen a Transformer team beat out Sand Siphon. That happens so rarely in regular season.
Yeah, no, absolutely crazy that they've been able to pull that off. And it feels like maybe the teams who the teams that like to play these Monk comps are slowly starting to figure out their openings, their opportunities. Now, during all of that, we did see the J team were eliminated. DRG were able to sneak into that realm of Yang in the last moment and grab themselves a Mystic Might, so they were also able to get into that 3rd portal and just pick that one up. So they got a freebie, which is going to be, I can't believe DRG got away with that, especially because there were 2 teams in the area trying to contest them. So kind of just robbing them. But DRG still very set up. But the problem right now for DRG is they haven't actually got a single kill. So they need to find some kills if they're going to look for those multipliers. But EWG, sorry, with this debuff on, are looking for teams to hunt down and secure some kills for themselves, because right now they are in a pretty rough spot. Need to get some kills. Oh, not EWG. Or maybe they... Wait, hold on.
XCG.
Did they cleanse them? It's XCG, sorry. So many goddamn Gs. XCG need to find themselves a person to find a cleanse on, as XCG have found DRG, so both of these teams going to be itching for that fight. Expect to see that one break out as chasing forwards. Got a minute left on this though, so DRG, if they can buy some space, this might just be enough for them. Corky caught out by the grapple. They're going to get the staff onto him, keep his back to the wall. He's just absolutely melted eliminated. Down goes Corki. NightHQ pops the ultimate. Zhao unable to find some damage onto them as Sansi gets popped back. NightHQ keeping the damage going. Is going to try and cleanse himself. Actually doesn't go for it. Wants to keep his team alive as Wuxing 98 goes down and DRG. They've been ruling the roost today, but it looks like the rule is done for now. Game number 3 will not be their game. Over the shoulder, NightHQ goes. XCG need to cleanse though. They do not have long. They've got 20 seconds left. Sansi goes down. DRG are eliminated. And XCG able to cleanse themselves of the Realm of Yang debuff. And they're back in the game.
It's the correct priority, in my opinion. NightHQ with that Cicada ultimate, he is the peel. He is the stagger. He's the CC that is needed if one of his players goes low because of mechanicals in the melee fight or gets parried. He's what's needed to have on call to be able to use those shoves and buy his teammates the safety. So knowing that you're fighting so far away from everyone else, that you're not going to get third-partied, that you need to prioritize the kills because it can turn against you so quickly. If you do have one player pick up the Soul Bloom and cleanse themselves, you potentially risk 2 of your other team players going down, as well as FPX have done it again. I mean, it wasn't entirely for free. They did have to invest the Wuchen Wind Wall, but they're not even running a 10. And they're still able to walk away with a Morris Blessing. And it means legendary armor for Water, who's going to be sticking out on the front line, trying to take a lot of the pressure and just shave off all of the tension that could potentially have hit onto the likes of either Xiaohu or Dongqing if KLA had tried to apply more pressure.
I swear I saw Dongqing had Dreadful Whale, and that's a golden dagger on them, so they're looking very scary. You can see the kill leaderboard, which is quite nice mid-game. Little update. Miss Kia right now from the side of GG, 33. Sansi in 29. And also on his own team, Wuxin, in 5th with 24 kills. This guy's doing some serious work.
That's 2 players of DRG, by the way.
Yeah, 2 players of DRG in the top 5. These guys are having an absolutely amazing appearance here this season. Popping off in this finals. Have been knocked out of this game 3 though, so this is a sigh of relief for both GG, OUG, TE, any team who are below them right now. Just audibly let out the biggest breath possible, just off the idea that the team who've been absolutely dominating are going to be leaving with maybe 0 points or at least half a point. Like, it is not a good scoring game for them.
Yeah, but it puts more pressure now on GG and TE, because remember, DRG was still pretty high up in terms of the proposed points coming through. Oh, yeah. They still were able to use that lifeline off of the stellar performances on game 1 and 2. So for TE and GG, one of the conditions for them to start moving up the leaderboard back to where they started off with the day has been met. DRG have gone out early, but now they have to make that count and actually come in with a high enough score, as LXM loses all of his armor, has to immediately dip behind the Wuchen Windwall to get that shield refresh and not get chunked down by poke coming through from all of the teams around. Alliance actually going to be able to find the revive onto Lucky as TXJ trying to find the snipe. Lucky still incredibly low. T still pressuring and looking to find this kill with the pole sword dropping down onto the heads of Alliance off of the grapple, and Lucky goes down yet again. TE 5 kills and counting. Remember, this is a team that is known for popping off in the final zone, as OUG thought about maybe getting control against JL, will decide instead to settle for opening up the Morris Blessing, pushing JL into using the Wuchen teleport and immediately booking it out before the Viper Sun can connect, and they pay for opening the Morris with blood.
Yeah, I do think JL were able to get it though. They got a they have golden armor, so I assume they were able to get their hands onto that Morris Blessing. 5 minutes left though in this game. Really anybody's game at the moment. XCG though, 8 kills, Alliance 8 kills, but Alliance only got a single player left, unfortunately for them. But GG only got a single 2. KLA though, coming alive here with those 7 kills, and you know, they're 18 points behind now before any multipliers have been added, before the placement points have been added. This could be KLA's moment to springboard from, I believe they were in 5th into 1st if this game goes well. Obviously, they've got.
But they're also the only monk.
They are the only monk, which does mean that yes, they do have a big target on their back.
They're the only monk, and there are so many vipers and yotos and cicadas and pole swords and trees. There are so many trees, Jake, in this zone for these vipers to be able to just drop down with the ultimate, charging on up, and just stun lock that monk and break line of sight and not let themselves get grabbed. KLA have to pick their moment to just make a play perfectly. Otherwise, this monk is gone within moments.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really rough if they play it wrong. But if they play it right, it could be a lot of kills. And right now, it does look like they are fighting for that high ground. So they got a nice little position for themselves as VV goes above the clouds, above the Mora's Blessing. And it's just going to be playing for the trees. Everyone knows there's a monk, and there it is. Rosemary goes for the transform, looking to try and pick some of these squirrels out of the trees. Is looking for AS here, and the rest of JL unable to make any of those connections, unfortunately. And ooh, not the most efficient monk ult, unfortunately, coming in from Rosemary. If you can find a single grab, it may be worth, but
it's too much blocking as line of sight.
So much blocking. Like I said, it's too many trees. These squirrels are safe, and round Rosemary, very exposed, is going to have to jump into the tree and get bowed. Gets bowed down by Xiaohu. Oh, KLA, it's so over.
They just used the... Okay, they've got the Tava. They've got the Kurumi in the tree. You can see the Tava just linking onto that body and trying to pick that monk up. But he doesn't have the ultimate to use to immediately get the health replenishment. So the second that he comes back up, they're going to have to peel with the Yushan. Otherwise, he's gone again.
Can he make the breakaway?
I don't know if KLA can recover from this. I don't know if OUG are going to be able to recover from this. Jin Yu.
He's out.
Oh, he's up. Yeah, there he is. He's up. He's trying to get back to the rest of his team. And they are going to be able to save him. They use the Kurumi ultimate to be able to get himself into the center of that and get that sustainability as Yuna using that Yushan ultimate to be able to peel all of the aggression so that KLA members can sit unimpeded inside that Kurumi ult and keep themselves topped up. But that means that their ultimate cycle is going to be entirely out of sync with what the Transformer composition needs to be able to prosper and flourish in the downtime of the Tian High. As TE now choose to make their move. Razor Swift coming through from VVV, looking to try and find a connection and engagement onto all of these players. If he doesn't find it, they immediately disengage as FPX decides now is their time to shine. Dongqing dropping from the tree, the Vulture from above with the V2 and the Silence, not able to find anything other than a couple of kills onto KLA. However, as now it's going to be Viper after Viper after Viper. JL is the next to enter the spider web. Xi coming in with a Viper ultimate, forcing everyone to Wuchen teleport T, trying to catch in with any engagement that they can on the players on the long edges of their zone. As Jinyu with the Yoda ultimate looking to knock everyone back, doesn't find anything, loses the ultimate, goes back into the trees using the horizontal movement to keep himself away as Rosemary goes for the next transformation. Jinyu tap dodges the scoop, tap dodges behind the tree. AS does get grabbed up by one, however, but immediately XCG's LXH coming with the repeating crossbow, so the Venom Tip can proc and chunk down Rosemary's health bar as CXE with the Soul Slash on the Katana continues to throw it out to bait everyone into the open so the monk can find the grab. Rosemary's out of the ultimate, but he's able to find a kill onto JL. FPX is watered out, coming in the Yoda ultimate, looking to find the kills onto KLA without the monk to be able to soak up the damage. Yoda F3 invested for FPX to be able to fully reset as XCG, the Cicada ultimate, carrying everybody into the corruption to damage. TE going to be losing so many players. OUG prioritizing survival, going for the grapples, trying to stay as aerial as possible as KLA CXE goes down, not able to keep the monk up any longer as LXH with the R-click on as the Pole Sword comes in, finds the connection onto Dongqing, but it carries him so far outside of the zone. Miskia going aerial with the F3 to be able to save himself from all of the damage of projectiles below, comes in with the Yoda ultimate, might be able to find the connection. He's above absolutely everybody. Can he find the kills? He's got one slash left. Is he going to be able to use it? He teleports into the direction.
XCG have done it. This is an absolutely monster game coming in from them. A 21 kill win for XCG in the finals. They are well and truly in this to win.